Alright, what's up? This is the SuretyBonds.com Education Center. Today we are looking at a question we get a lot, and that is this. How much does a surety bond cost? Well, how much does a surety bond cost? Well, it depends on what type of bond you're going to get. It really just depends. Why? There are thousands of types of surety bonds out there. There are janitorial bonds, there are mortgage broker bonds, there are bonds for construction and building apartment complexes, and they go from Washington State down to Florida and back up to Maine, so it really is going to depend on the type of the bond that you're going to get. It also depends on a few other things about your own personal history. You know, the big one is credit score. You know, what's your personal credit score? In a lot of ways, getting a surety bond is like getting a home loan or a car loan or anything like that. That might be, you know, more traditional for you to understand how a credit score comes into play. You know, they're evaluating the risk that they're going to take on you by giving you a surety bond. It can also depend on your experience in your industry, like what you're getting a surety bond for. If you've had 3 years experience as a mortgage broker and you're going to try to get a mortgage broker bond, that's going to count in your favor when you're going to get your surety bond, and you're going to find out the premium costs and all that stuff. So, you know, if you've got a good credit score, depending on the type of bond you get, depending on little things like how long you've been in business, if there's been any prior claims back against you for previous surety bonds that you've had and stuff like that, that'll help determine your costs. Now, some of you may have Googled this because you want to know how much your bond's going to cost because you need a bail bond. Well, this is not the place for you. SuretyBonds.com does commercial surety bonds. We do not do bail bonds. I know a lot of times in news reports online, or maybe even when you're getting arrested and you need to get a bond, they're referred to as surety bonds. I would suggest just going to Google and looking up your area bail bonds company, and you can get the hook up there. But for everybody else looking for commercial surety bonds, this is the place to be. Now, there are two different markets of surety bonds. There's standard and non-standard, and this can also come into play when you're talking about how much is a surety bond going to cost. When you're looking at the standard market, that's just the traditional market. Those are the premiums that, you know, the average person pays if you have a credit score over 650, if you've been in business for a few years. Now, other list of criteria we can go over with you and for you if you contact us at SuretyBonds.com. That is going to be the standard market. So, you know, you're going to pay between 1% and 3% on the premium on the cost of your bonds. So let's do an example. Let's say you're doing a $50,000 bond. You're paying 1%. It's going to be a $500 cost to you. There's an answer to how much a surety bond is going to cost. Now, if you fail to meet some of the criteria that will get you into a standard business, and you're going to end up in the non-standard, the high-risk premium area, then you're going to start to pay premium percentages anywhere from like 6 up to even 15%. So that's kind of the range you're working with there. So if you're getting a $50,000 bond at 10%, you're going to be paying $5,000 premium up front. So it can really change the cost that you're going to have to pay depending on if you fall in that standard or non-standard set of business. And obviously, like I said, these things come into play. Credit score, how long you've been in business, prior claims against you, etc., etc. We'll list more in here in the Education Center. So appreciate you taking the time here on SuretyBonds.com. Check more of our stuff out in the Education Center, our presentations, our audio presentations, our interviews, all that stuff. We're here to help you learn more about surety bonds. See you later.